Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And it makes no difference at all to J.K. Rowling, who the hell is sitting in number 10. She is now having a go at Keir Starmer. She's going to be pushing her politics, shall we say. She's going to be pushing her belief, her philosophical belief, that men are men and women are women, and that one can never become the other. She's going to be continuing to push for her protection of women and girls, but also the acknowledgement that men too must be defined. She has actually said this. There should be no way that men are put in this kind of position either. It's up to the individuals. She's what's called gender critical, or as we like to call it, normal. And you shouldn't be applying names to things that are normal. It's only the abnormal that you give names to. And Keir Starmer, I think, will be rather frightened of upsetting J.K. Rowling. After all, he doesn't want to be seen to be attacking a woman. Assuming, of course, that he can actually define what a woman is. He's had problems with that in the past. But we'll take a look to see why J.K. is fighting on the side of angels, backed up by some significant others that are also involved in this fight, of which, of course, we all support. Let's have a look. So, J.K. Rowling is on collision course with Keir Starmer over gender as she makes a no change claim. And she is rightfully angry. Labour had a launch of their election campaign the other day, or yesterday indeed, and it was in Kent, and they did not invite Rosie Duffield. Rosie Duffield is the only Labour MP in Kent, but of course they can't invite her. The Harry Potter author was fuming that Rosie Duffield was snubbed from Labour's election launch in Kent, despite being the party's only MP in the country. But of course, Rosie Duffield is one of those on the side of angels too. She agrees with JK that men are men, women are women, and that women and children, especially vulnerable women and children, should be protected from weird men who want to dress up and fetishise the dressing up of women's clothes. J.K. Rowling has blasted Sir Keir Starmer, claiming his views on women have not changed in the past 3 years. The Edinburgh-based author has been a key voice in the gender debate and has also been a high-profile Labour supporter in the past, maybe less so now. But she was unimpressed with the reports that Rosie Duffield was not invited to the party's general election launch in Kent, despite being an MP in the county, and indeed the only one. Miss Duffield, who represents Canterbury, has been vocal in the gender debate and the importance of single-sex spaces. And of course the problem with Sir Keir Starmer is he can't define a woman. He was asked point blank, can you define a woman? And you could see him gulping for air. He didn't. It's quite easy. Adult human female. Anything else is a man in a frock. While the likes of Angela Rayner, Gillingham and Rayner candidate Nazhabar Khan and local councillors were there, Miss Duffield was snubbed, and the Harry Potter writer Rowling was unhappy. She referenced comments by Sir Keir from 2021 when he said it was not right to suggest only women had a cervix. Yes, that is exactly right. If you don't have a cervix, you ain't no woman. Labour has struggled to navigate its way through the gender debate, and in Scotland actually backed an SNP Green changes to law which would have made it easier for men to pretend to be women. Taking to social media site X, the 58-year-old said it's not hard to conclude that, in spite of recent attempts at backpedalling, Keir Starmer's view on what Rosie Duffield and women in general are allowed to say about their own bodies hasn't changed since 2021. Miss Duffield's relationship with Sir Keir has been strained since 2021 when she joined in on online criticism of a post referred to as individuals with a cervix, or as we like to call them, women. She was accused of transphobia. No, it's not transphobia, it's realism, it's pragmatism. Stop insulting people because you don't like the facts of the world. If you live in a world where you have to change facts, then you are wrong. Facts is facts. The great thing about facts is that they don't give a flying monkeys what you think. Doesn't matter what you think. Facts are facts. End of story. And it isn't hatred or fear. A phobia is a fear. It isn't a fear. It bloody well ought to be, though, given that trans people are 12 times more likely to be sex offenders. So maybe transphobia should be a thing, seeing as they obviously do represent an increased risk. But yeah, there we are. And it doesn't matter. If you are getting your little hard-on and, your little stubby penis, and you're getting your fetish, oh, look at me, I'm wearing ladies' knickers, oh, yeah, rub. Because that's what most of these people are. Autogynephiles. Of course they should be criticised and not allowed anywhere near children. Reacting to this week's snub, this is Rosie. She told GB News, in the 7 years since being elected, I have never had an official leadership visit. They don't like Rosie. They hate Rosie's views on what women are. Rosie, one of the few people in the Labour Party who actually does know what a woman is. She said, I was not invited to this or any other recent events in Kent. And despite her differences with the leadership, Miss Duffield will stand again on July the 4th, defending a majority of 1,836. She was the only Labour candidate to win in Kent in 2019. Utterly disgraceful. It's quite clear Keir Starmer hates women, loathes them, thinks women shouldn't exist. He defines women as a mental process. Oh yes, you can be a man, but if you pretend to be a woman, then we'll accept you as a woman. You're a woman. What about my right to give birth? Of course you have a right to give birth. Well, if I've got a right to give birth and I can't give birth, who do I sue? Keir Starmer. Start with him. What a wanker. Coming up. You have to wonder what the hell Keir Starmer is doing in Labour. He doesn't know what a woman is. He's married to a Jewish woman. He's got Jewish children. And he's a leader of a party that hates Jews and supports Palestinians who have invaded Israel and done the most awful things. He's part of a party with a long-standing absolute anti-Semitic streak. And yet there he is. How does he go home and tell his Jewish children that he's a part of a party that wants to see them eradicated? I know, it's weird, isn't it? Just give him a Hugo Boss suit, might as well. Go back and he can shoot his own wife and kids. It's going to come, isn't it, the way it's going in this country? Be all over. 1930s Germany all over again. You see, talking of which, you see Germany now are going back to the old ways. Oh yes, if Netanyahu comes to Germany, we're going to arrest him and prosecute him. What, you're going to get him a nice yellow star, put him in a ghetto? For Frig's sake, Germany, have you not learnt? You know what, you scratch a German, don't have to scratch far, a little bit down, just underneath. Still got the fascists. Oh well, it is the world we live in, isn't it? We have to keep fighting. Anyway, till next time, stay safe, stay well, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.